Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Kika and today I want to talk about some ways that you can take really good photos even when you have very little time. So if your life doesn't look quite like sipping drinks all day on the rooftop terrace and just chilling, no, for most of us I think life is full of responsibilities. We have work and study and family, and so what are some ways that you can take still those photos and sort of progress in that? It's totally possible even if you feel like you don't have time and there's like the to-do list of life is just like never ending, but still I want to cheer you on to do it because it is so worth it. So let's get to it. The first tip is to be calm as a cucumber. I think it's really important that you sort of separate your inner producer from your inner creative director. So the producer can run around and be stressed about, like, oh, I have to take this photo and sort of organize life. So you get even that little half hour of time slot. But then when you actually have your camera and you're sort of gonna do it, just, be calm, cool about it, and sort of step into that creative director role, cool as a cucumber, because otherwise you'll just be super stressed and anxious and maybe not get that photo that you wanted to get because you're just so stressed and like doing sort of bad decisions. Number 2 is to go all Hermione Granger on your preparations. The saying a good plan is half the work done is not untrue when it comes to photography. And I think you can really plan your shoot, in all those, again, in between moments. So, just before going to bed, maybe you have a thought of what it is, the kind of photo you would like to take, or maybe you scroll on Pinterest, you find a photo that is sort of has that vibe that you would like to get in your photo. So just try to be very prepared so that when you actually have that little snippet of time to take the photo, you can execute it with military precision and be all Hermione Granger about it. You know what you want, you know what you set out to do, make the process go quicker, and we'll be able to get that photo that you wanted. So hooray! Number 3 is to choose your moment in the light carefully. Ooh, some guys are looking at me weird. The mood in a photo is really made up 90% of what kind the light is. So try to be really mindful with choosing, or if you can choose, that little time when you can take the photo according to when the light is at its most beautiful or most suitable for the type of photo you want to take. Choosing to do it, at dawn or dusk, when sort of the sun is rising or setting, then the light is usually sort of very soft and it's very sort of beautiful, and especially if you want to create very sort of this kind of magical, maybe a little bit fairy tale vibe, which I really like. Choosing to do it during golden hour, so right now is really good time to do it, and then it doesn't have to take so long because you'll get like a magical shot instantly. I found this amazing tree. Oh. Okay, number 4 is to figure out your framing first and then start shooting. Hey, this guy is blasting his radio just when I was about to shoot. Taller, wizard, taller. Challenges of shooting outdoors. Okay. So just because you don't have so much time, sometimes it's easy to think like, okay, just start shooting and just take anything. But actually it's much better if you first, take a second and think about what is the angle you want and how do you want to frame it. And then you sort of do the shooting, and you can't rush that, you can't rush art. So just try to figure it out first and then start shooting instead of trying to skip that step and think like, okay, I'll just fix that afterwards by cropping. No. Calm, cool as a cucumber, and it will be much better. Number 5 is make good enough your mantra. Often when I'm shooting, I don't know if the decisions I'm making at the spot are the right ones, but I think by just changing and experimenting a lot, you're gonna sort of find out that sooner rather than later. And often, we're looking for that like, oh my god, nailed it, like the shot. But in reality, we don't have so much time. You're just gonna have to go with good enough and then sort of see later how you feel about it. Number 6 is to slip into something nice. So this is maybe mostly if you're taking self-portraits or a selfie. It can feel a little silly or ridiculous even to just put on a certain dress or a certain outfit for a photo. But trust me, you'll thank yourself later. It is not silly or ridiculous to want to feel good and have a photo where you look nice. So do that. And often it's also the clothes can really inspire you to sort of go into character a little. So how actors or actresses, they get their costume and then you have that whole story. So it can also help you feel less awkward in front of the camera. Number 7 is holding back will waste time. So I thought about this when talking about self-portraits and selfies, but I think it's true for actually any type of photos, that the more you hold back and that you maybe sort of feel ridiculous or stupid, you know, to pose in front of the camera or to sort of go full out for your idea, that will just waste time. You don't have time to waste. You just have to go for it full on immediately. You know, if that means like striking that pose or, you know, changing your outfit or, you know, jumping around in the street when people are looking, just do it full out immediately, because if you're just sort of shy about it, you won't know if it will work or not. So just go out and full on immediately. Number 8 is to be a lone wolf. I take most of my photos by myself because I just feel it allows me to focus more and, you know, to go into that sort of zone that you need to be to take the photos quickly and effectively, and also just to sort of keep your head in one piece. Trying to get some time to be alone when you take your photo can have a massive impact in how effective and how quick you can be. So maybe if you have people around you or family or partners or whatever, maybe just, you know, tell them to back off for a minute. You have to take this photo, and it will help you to focus better. Number 9 is to embrace the chaos. So if you don't have a chance to be alone and have that time to just focus by yourself, embrace the chaos. And maybe it's like completely full of people and like mad and you have so many things to do, and then, you know, what's another thing on the to-do list? I actually had my mom and sister visiting a few weeks ago, and we had like tons of things to do that we wanted to do, of course, but at the same time I was doing this 31 photos in March challenge, so posting every day, which meant I had to sort of create photos every day as well. So then I would do it like in very sort of short time, but actually I did some of my best photos. So I'm thinking that maybe actually being a little distracted and not having sort of the luxury of having that time to think about things and take things slow, but having to do it like really fast, like, okay, now I just do it and let's see what happens, can sometimes be, you know, lead to really interesting discoveries. Hello there, how do you like my nature program host pose? Number 10 is to dare to abandon the plan. So even if you have planned and you know what you want to do, sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's okay. Then in that moment, when you're sort of under that time pressure, just abandon the plan, improvise, and see where your intuition will take you. Number 11 is to push through the insecurities. Yes, there is a number 11 because apparently I have a lot to say about this topic. Usually after I've taken the first snaps of a photo, that's when my sort of self-doubt creeps in, because I think you sort of get hit by that, oh, it's not at all as how I had envisioned in my mind. You know, your expectations were one kind and maybe that is not how the photo is, but trust me, just do it anyways. Often it's also at that moment you think like, oh, this is not really what I wanted the photo to look like, but then afterwards when you come back to it, you think like, oh, this actually looked pretty okay. So just push through those insecurities, those inner voices that maybe tell you like, oh, no, this is not good. Do it anyways. Alright, that were the tips. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found these tips useful or interesting or inspiring. And you know, it's really about working with what you have and rather take small chunks and, you know, be fine with that than trying to wait for the perfect day and the perfect moment in time. Well, you know, you'll have nothing else in life than to take photos. Let me know the struggles you have with taking photos in the comments below. Also subscribe and like this video and come and hang out on Instagram. I'm over at Kutovakika. And see you next time. Bye!